first arrived at Rice, I saw the RCEL certificate as a way to turn this instinct into intentionality, to learn how to lead teams thoughtfully and strategically in both like organizational and professional environments.
Um, since high school, I knew that I always wanted to be a leader. I didn't want to just be part of the team, but be in a position to like guide and shape it.
So I thought it was really interesting how over the course of my RCEL career, I started, and this is exactly what the RCEL program teaches us. I started very focused on myself and my development and how these kind of goals of problem solving, self-reflection and improvement, and networking followed through, starting with just me as a person and continuing to how I integrate that into the teams that I lead.
And so coming into freshman year at Rice, I decided to take RCEL 100 just because I wanted to see what it was. I wasn't sure if I could improve my leadership skills because I didn't think that leadership was a thing that you could improve and grow on. And so really what really struck out to me in RCEL 100 was self-awareness and self-reflection. So really looking deep inside of myself and understanding what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are, and where I came from.
Being like leadership feedback received during labs in RCEL 100 and 200, which really allowed me to target those lacking competencies in mine and formally realize what's holding me back. But time and time again, I'd get like feedback saying like, oh, you should be more vocal. Oh, you're not doing that well, good of a job as delegating tasks. It might be something you improve on later in the future. And like I like look at those and see like, oh, there's a common trend amongst these TAs' responses towards my leadership performance.
The RCEL coursework was great. It gave me the structure I needed to grow beyond instinct. Specifically in RCEL 100, self-awareness for engineering leaders, as I said before. I conducted a bit of a deep dive into my leadership style, understanding where I excelled and where I had blind spots. As we moved on to RCEL 200, personal development for engineering leaders, I built skills in team dynamics, vision setting, and effective communication.
RCEL 300, I learned how to run effective meetings and also really learned the different stages of teams. And that lesson would be very important to me later on in a leadership role I had.
For the RCEL 450 class, what I used for my coaching is my senior design project. I was the team lead for our chemical plant design project. At the very beginning, was really afraid. I kept thinking, I don't know what I'm doing, and yet I'm the one in charge. And I realized that a leader doesn't have to have all of the answers. Was able to kind of facilitate a lot of guiding questions and discussion that helped lead myself and my team to the right answers.
The second RCEL activity that I thought was valuable, it was more so a whole class, but the internship practicum. I worked at AbbVie's facility in Costa Rica over the summer, and while I was working there, I was asked a lot of questions in this class, in the discussion posts about who has the power, what are my strengths and weaknesses in this company, talk to a senior manager advisor and to see how they work, because these were questions I wouldn't necessarily have thought of on my own. So this class and the discussion posts that I had to do every week in terms of reflecting on the prior week of work helped me to contextualize my work in the grander scheme of the company.
Freshman year me hated meeting new people and especially working with them. As I grew kind of post RCEL 200, I was like, okay, I still don't like this people thing, but I can be good at it if I need to. And now I actually do like meeting and working with new people. I'm very good at it. I can do it when I want to.
Becoming a serving leader, like in college, I always thought a leader was someone who just focuses just on the project and make sure that's moving along. And I realized that's not leadership, that's management. And through RSL and practicing leadership, I learned, okay, it's not just the product or the project you have to focus on, you have to also focus on the people and make sure they're getting something out of it and they're growing from the experience. And you're not just growing or developing the project, you're developing yourself and the whole team. And I think that's the most important lesson I got out of RCEL.
The me in my freshman year, I don't know who she is. She was someone that I wanted to get past, wanted to improve upon. And I definitely can say I did improve myself on that. There are many metrics which I've shown that shows that I've really gone out there, stepped outside of my comfort zone, and was really willing to take risks to improve myself. Because
For me, RCEL has always just been a place that has forced me to set goals and grow and put myself out there very deliberately until it starts to become a lot more natural as you just get used to doing that sort of thing on your own. To me, engineers solve technical problems and leaders solve technical problems. So engineers really are the perfect leaders. You know, we're naturally problem solvers. I just don't think a lot of engineers end up having a lot of the soft skill set that is required for leadership in a lot of scenarios, which is why the RCEL program and training up those future leaders can be so valuable.